Lindsay, I want to go to calls in the last 30 minutes of the show, and we're going to come back and also tell folks about some of the documentaries you've done. But right now, blitz through, you were getting how they set the world up in this big Ponzi scheme to blow it out and then bring world government out of it, and then the mindset of these people. Go ahead.
What we're talking about is not a conspiracy. This is an agenda. They had it planned in advance. They knew everything they were going to do. I heard them talking about a 30-year plan 35 years ago when I lived with the elite on the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline. Today, I am seeing them fulfill everything they have told me over these past 35 years they were going to do. They planned the real estate crisis. They planned the price of gasoline to go to $1.50 to $2 a gallon for gas pump. They had the states, the United States government and the states of America to obligate themselves for every kind of project imaginable and put in every kind of agency imaginable based on the taxes that they were going to receive as a result of the booming economy that had been artificially created.
And even though it's imploding, they just keep expanding government everywhere.
Yes, and they've done all of this intentionally. Okay, 15 years ago, they planned the price of crude oil to go to $137 a barrel. They did it gradually. Then they led all the OPEC, that's the oil-producing nations of the world, to believe that it was going to stay there, so they obligated themselves for defense. Every kind of infrastructure project imaginable, every kind of debt and obligation long-term that you could imagine, they got them in that debt intentionally in order to be able to bankrupt them. The only way you can get a person bankrupted is to put them in debt. They took the price there so that they could bring it to $50 a barrel. They told me 8 months in advance that they were going to do it. Dubai started to build that beautiful five-star city. Venezuela got into every kind of trouble imaginable, and now Mr. Chavez is just about to be ousted because his people think he was the one that did it. He was not the one that did it. The elitists did it to him. Nigeria is in trouble. The Arabs are in trouble. China. Oh, my goodness. You say
Russia.
You say, wait a minute. The elite don't control China. Yes, they do, folks. Please believe
the
me.
Rockefellers sent George Herbert Walker Bush there in '75 to start the one-child policy in a State Department treaty for money.
They control the world. I mean, they control China, they control Russia, they control the Arab world, they control the United States of America, they dictate to Congress what bills to pass. They put in, oh my goodness, okay, China. They let China believe that the economy in America was going to continue the way it was going in the rest of the world. Now, today, they have almost bankrupted them. China has 70,000 Chinese factories that have closed in the past 5 months. 28 to 30 million Chinese are out of work that came from the farms into the city, and you're going to see riots in China like you've never heard of. Russia.
And then the IMF documents state that once the riot starts, that lets the establishment bring in martial law, and then the people are actually asking for it.
Yes, and so in Russia, they've devalued the ruble 8 times. Why? Because the elite of the world took crude oil to the price they did, then crashed it to the price I never thought they'd take it down to $33 a barrel, Alex. But they have. He told me $50 a barrel. I was amazed when they took it to $33. They really want to get on with this project. And so Russia's in trouble. 15 years ago, they created derivatives. Oh, folks, if you've never heard about derivatives, please, I beg of you, you've got to know what a derivative is.
Yeah, it's not the subprime mortgages. That's the cover. That's why they didn't spend the bailout money on that. It's these made-up instruments that they rated as pure gold cash. They use it to buy up the world. Then they pop the Ponzi scheme. They have all the real assets and buy up the planet.
And every bit of this was created in advance. They created the real estate problem. They created the fuel problem.
Well, it's Obama's. Bush was involved, and Clinton was involved, but it's Obama's entire team. Rubin and Summers and the rest of them are the very people that made the changes and got rid of the Glass-Steagall Act and others.
And every bit of this, folks, it is not happening by chance. Oh, I plead with you to believe everything you're hearing Alex Jones say. The elite of the world created the real estate crisis. The elite of the world created the banking crisis. The elite of the world created the small business crisis. And you haven't seen anything yet. Unemployment, didn't it just happen? Not on your life. Every bit of this is, and you are going to see, I'm going to read it to you one more time. This individual who knows everything that goes on behind closed doors told me 8 months ago, and I broke it on Alex Jones' show on July the 28th before it ever happened. He said America will see a financial collapse that will be so great that it will take years, not months, as Obama says, years to come out of it. They are creating a depression. I was told it 8 months in advance and had the privilege of saying it on this show. Oil to $50 a barrel, bankrupt OPEC.
Now finish up with their mindset, though. Finish up with their mindset.
Their mindset is control. Control. That it's not necessarily money. Some people think, oh, these people.
If you've got the control, then you print the money. But go ahead.
Yeah, Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin. It's the identical same mindset that they had. Is the mindset of the elite. The elite have made you to believe that the United States Treasury must bail out the banks. They had to do this. It was all a part of you paying for the elites playing. I don't know how else to put it.
No. I mean, they admit they're setting up a new bank of the world called a New World Order that you will pay carbon taxes to, hundreds of new taxes, everything you do organized and run by them, or they won't turn the economy back on when they're the very people that engineered the implosion. I mean, even the Financial Times of London admits this. When we come back, I'm going to play a quick clip of George Soros admitting they're using oil as a weapon. But please continue.
Yeah, they made you believe that the banks of America had to be bailed out. In order to do it, they created the real estate crisis. Then with all of these derivatives that were out there, the banks of America were in trouble. They told you as a taxpayer, oh, you've got to bail them out. If you don't, we're going to have another depression. Well, you're going to have another depression anyway, whether they bail them out or not. And did you realize that you, the American taxpayer, have paid the bills for the elite by bailing out the banks of the United States of America and GM and Chrysler?
Well, it was a setup. I mean, they mean to bankrupt GM and Chrysler and move them to Brazil and places with the bailout money. But, I mean, the banks are bragging that they're keeping the money to buy up other banks and insurance companies. It's a total scam.
Now, folks, you've got to believe this because I told it on Alex Jones' show on July the 28th, not because Lindsey Williams had the knowledge of this.
Lindsey, I had you on because I got the exact same info 2 years before that at Bilderberg. That's why I knew, plus you've been accurate in the past. I mean, we're going off what the globalists say and do. I mean, I got arrested going up there trying to cover it. You know, we go through hell and high water to bring people this information.
Let me give you an example that maybe would come down to home, because I know some of you sitting out there right now still mind-boggled to saying, can this guy possibly know what he's talking about? Okay, let's take a simple thing like your house mortgage. All right, you buy a house. You take it on a 30-year mortgage. You go down and get a loan, and that loan is guaranteed by Fannie and Freddie. All of a sudden, you've paid on the house for 15 years, and a financial crash comes like we're having right now.
Stay there. Let's cover it when we get back.